Hello, my name is Becca and today I'll be showing you one of the many ways to make a Driftwood Suncatcher. Okay, to get started, what you gotta do is make a loop with the wire. So, I bend it, kind of curve it around until it makes kind of like the eye screw thing that we're going to be using. And then I twist the wire around it a couple times. Cut off the excess of it. Pinch it down. Then we get to put our fun beads on there.
Purple, green, purple.
Then repeat the thing on the other side, that loop we made. Make it again. 2, 3. Alright, and there's one of our first pieces of our strand. I realized the camera angle wasn't the best when I showed you how to make those loops. So now we have about this far. That was the first one. And we're going to add to it. So loop this through there and bend the wire up. Like that. And then I like to hold that loop steady with one pair of pliers and then close that loop. First with my fingers, but then I'll probably use the pliers. So it's about 2. There's not much left, so I might not even have to snip it. Kind of tightening down that little focus, that little strand. So now they are interconnected, like all of these. And then make another loop at the top. This is a little bit time consuming, but I enjoy making them. Cut off the excess. Got this little loop on there now to add the next one. And you'll have to do this many times. So I'm about this far down. It doesn't really matter how long you make them. I like if you have enough beads to make them longer. This does use up a ton of beads. I run out of colors constantly when I make them. Alrighty. So this goes on and on until it's the length you want. These are all the strands I have done. I have 5 longer ones and 2 shorter ones for the ends. And then we'll just, so to put the screw eyes, I wanted it like this. you just kind of twist them in. You gotta kind of think of where you want your beads. But it's kind of hard to get them started sometimes. Depends on how hard your wood is. One. Two, three. Maybe this one here. And I won't make you watch me do the rest of these. I'll come back. I have two attached right now. And it's pretty long. And I have this little prism at the bottom there. So now I just gotta work on attaching the rest of them. Get a decent piece of wire. Make a loop. That's one of my end pieces. Put your strand that you already have done onto there and close it. This one's a little tight on this wire, but it fit on there. Just put this one, okay, or maybe a smaller one. Okay. Then you start the loop to the next one, but just hook it onto there instead. I also find it important to use glass prisms instead of like the plastic ones, because I have gotten a few of the plastic stuff for free, but it doesn't really make the rainbows. It just looks like it would, but it's not really. Ta-da! So now I gotta figure out where to put the other ones. Two more eye screws to the top, and then I could be definitely done here, but I'm actually gonna add one more thing, I think. I'm gonna make two little spiral things with beads. I kind of want to make them spiderwebby with this, and put them in between the bead strands on the Driftwood Suncatcher. Kind of like this little guy I made for a different thing, but with beads in between it. So you just weave the wire and make a little spiral. But I think it'll just help it make more full and add some prettiness. I will show you what it looks like right now so far. And I have these two at the top that I need to find some twine so it can hang on like a screw. Purple spinny thing. For the swirls, we're gonna start with any size wire, as long as you can make a decent little spiral. I'm making small ones today. And then I'm going to make a little loop at the top. Kind of like that. And then I'll do this one a little. This is where I'm going to add my beads though, so I'm not going to completely loop it. Then add your beads. Now we're going to get some thinner wire than the wire that you used for your spiral, preferably. It can be the same, but I like using thinner wire, and I get out Not quite my arm span for these little ones, but a decent, beads I got on it. And I'm just gonna loop this wire, this thin wire, and close this little, like, pull this loop together and onto this thing. Wire attached. It's always easiest to get it attached first, in my opinion. Kind of adjust where I think I want my. Be careful not to hit your face with this wire. It can poke your eye. But we find the end. Gonna thread it through there. And it's hard to manage when it's this long, but when you use more of it up, it gets more and more manageable as you thread more wire. Make it all pretty. So that I'm gonna try and cover that little bit sticking up there. And then we'll continue threading it along and moving the beads where we want them to be. So now I got this bead kind of held in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move one of these beads, hold it with my nail, my thumb, move the wire so that it kind of loops around next to it and it'll hold it in place. And I'll just keep on doing that around the circle. Now I'm just using some of that same wire to make little spirals. So I push it in between the beads. And then I go up to the outer edge, loop it around, pull it through, and go back to the inner circle. Put it between those two beads. Loop it once. It's a little bit hard to see what I'm doing, but still the same wire I cut it from. And then it kind of has these just web-like things. And then I'm gonna loop it around up to here, and then I'm going to bead up it so that that'll be the way it attaches back onto the sun catcher. Here's my thing. I'm gonna add my beads. That one's sparkling. Add my beads. I might add littler ones to match the one I did previously. I think that's pretty good. Alright, get ready to loop it. Okay. I already have my little eye ready. This one's quite a bit longer, but I don't mind the mismatch. Isn't that so pretty? Thank you for watching my very first YouTube video, and I hope you might want to try and make one of these pretty sun catchers. I have mine outside right now, but I'll probably move it inside. I just thought it would show the prettiness in the sun. Thank you for watching.